Hey everyone, this is Dimitro from Sales Byte, and today we got Sean Smith, the PPC OG. How are you, Sean?
You're awesome, dude. Thanks, Dimitro. Awesome to be here. Super excited to chat to whoever ends up watching this and hopefully provide them value and make them smarter. The goal is always to make people better decision makers when it comes to Amazon advertising. So hopefully we can do that in this video.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's actually also exciting because I think you were the first person I ever interviewed on this channel, which was like, it's crazy to think. It was, I think, in 2022.
Two
So
years.
yeah, so it's been a while. So you've been working on things, I've been working on things. I think we're improving stuff. Like you
Yep.
can see my new background. So we're getting more professional
I love
every
it.
year.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
yeah. And the reason why we're here today is because we wanted to talk about automations and
Yep.
macros for Amazon advertising. So how could this save time to sellers or PPC managers?
Yep.
And this is something you've been working on for the last couple of months or a year now.
For these, we've always had it built in. Yeah, probably the past few months. Yeah, we've been building these. Yep. Yeah, you're spot
Okay.
on, man. Yeah.
Okay. So could you give a couple of examples of some automations? Like what do they even look like? What the use cases for them? And then maybe we could go over a few of them.
Yep. And is it cool if I kind of give an overview of the role of automations in someone's business in Amazon PPC beforehand,
Yeah.
just to set the stage of, why automation is important and how it can benefit you. Um, the way that I think of technology is think of the point of technology from its inception. What was the whole point? To like do tasks that humans used to do. You know what I mean? So the point of a computer, when you think of like a bid optimizer or any type of tool that adjusts bids or whatever, the goal of the tool is to kind of like act as an employee of the company. That's how I think of technology. They're like employees in my company because if I didn't have the technology, I would have an actual person in place to make those changes. And so when you think of automations and how it builds into your business, that's how I think people should think about it, because what it does is it starts to allow you to see it as a key piece of your organizational infrastructure and how it can like speed things up. So, couple of things that we've done is over the years, what we have done is created systems using Excel, um, filtering values, making pivot tables, all that stuff. And then we knew that the next evolution of that was kind of automating it. And so we've created, like you said, macros based automations in Excel that allows us to automate these systems that we built. So, for example, let's say you're auditing an account, right? You're auditing a new account. Well, we built a system that allows you to do a forecast in, you know, it probably takes a couple minutes, to whereas before it might take like an hour, so it saves a lot of time. So then what you can do is, instead of doing in an hour, you could do 20 accounts versus before it might have to do one account in an hour. So that's how automations work. They save you time. And time is in when you're in business, it's, kind of a really important asset because it allows you to work on other things to help you grow. And it allows you to spend more time on analytics. If you're constantly clicking buttons and making changes all the time, sometimes doing that prevents you from analyzing data and making decisions about, what needs to be done best. So I think a couple of things to do is like, forecasting, creating campaigns in bulk files at scale. I think that's a big one because Amazon's, bulk file system is, it's not the easiest. You know what I mean? Like it it actually used to be easier, but now the new update is not as easy. It's actually better, but for non-technical people, it's harder. For me, I understand why they did it, because they gave campaign IDs and stuff like that. And but like it's way more complicated than it was before from like a user standpoint, and less intuitive probably. So that's why we created automations, man. The goal is to make it to where like you don't have to spend so much time doing that stuff. You know what I mean, dude? Like you could spend your time doing other stuff and focusing on strategy or whatever it is. So it saves time and energy. So yeah, Dimitro, I guess we could go over. I know one of your favorites is the campaign launch automation, so we can check out that one, and then we'll go over the forecasting automation too. And then if you have any questions for me while I'm doing it, man, just let me know. So, and I'll just go through what the automation looks like and what it does. And one thing I want to set the stage for is that you know, this stuff is boring for most people. Me sharing a screen, walking through each little thing is kind of boring. So if you're watching this, don't get bored. It's okay. Because no, I'm just saying it because I know technical stuff can get boring. You know what I mean, dude? So I'm trying to set the stage for, hey, just sit with me, be patient, and it'll be awesome. So I'll go on ahead and share my screen. Let me see here.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll make the chapters so people, if they are interested in specific macro, they will be
Yep.
able to see and jump to a time. So don't worry about it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I love it, man. All right, let me pull up this one really quick. We just have the sample data in here, but I think just showing them.
Yeah, and just a word about automations. Really great speech you gave.
Yep.
So people who work with like Amazon PPC specifically, probably the most used is search terms report, and
Yep.
you have to download it like every couple days or maybe sometimes even every day. And first step would be doing this manually, but you always want to get some result from that sheet, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's where you start thinking about automating. First step, maybe you give it to your VA so he prepares the sheet for you, but then
Yep.
you can come up with the macros and all of that. Because
Yep.
like search terms report is for analysis mainly. So if you
Yep.
know what specific like data sets you want to see, you can automate it.
Yep. Exactly, man. I'll actually go through a campaign launch automation that we have using specifically the search term reports. Let's do that one, and then we'll do the launcher, because that one is nice. Because if you just want a quick and easy way to launch campaigns with search term data, that's pretty proven, and like fast. Like that would be an entry level. Like start there, and then you can start customizing because it'll just save you so much time, man.
Yeah.
And these systems are pretty. Let me go to share screen really quick. All right. Let me go to my entire screen, and then let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, I think we should be good.
Should be good. All right, I'm going to
Yep.
make it bigger just so that everybody can see. So this
Yeah.
is one of the automations. What this automations does is it takes search term data and then it creates new campaigns based on specific criteria that is coded on this tool. So you can even look at the code here. Let's see. Visual Basic, and you can see raw data, campaign. Here's all the like code stuff. So we don't necessarily need to know that, but that's where like all the code is. So let's just go through each thing. You want to put the date in. So I'm going to put today's date. We want to put appended text. So this is any like thing that you want to add to the campaign name or ad group name. Like if you're a PPC manager or even Amazon seller or agency or whatever, and you want to put your name in there, like let's say, your name is Sally and you work for an organization and you launch campaigns and they want you to put your name in each campaign name to show that you launched it. Filter by, just do ad group name for this one. Don't worry about the campaign name, just do ad group name. Keep in mind that for this to work, you need to have the SKU in the ad group name. You need to have the SKU in the ad group name because we filter by that SKU in the ad group to figure out which search terms are for which product. I'm going to go here. We'll delete these and I'm going to go through each one of these. Put the SKU right here. So for this example, it'll be SKU 1. The budget right here will be the budget. The ad group bid, so whatever you want the ad group bid to be. The portfolio, so you can take, there's a numerical value, like numbers in the bulk files of the portfolio that you can copy and paste here to add it to a portfolio.
Yeah,
This one's
portfolio
really,
ID.
yep, portfolio ID. That's it. Yeah. Max targets per campaign. So, you know, this one's kind of nice because it's like if you only want 5 keywords per campaign, 10 keywords per campaign, 20 keywords per campaign, you can tell how many campaigns you want per campaign. The bid settings, I always do down only, but you can choose whatever you want. And then the bid adjustment. This one is insane in a good way. So what this automation does is it finds the CPC for the search term and uses that and the start as the starting bid. So it goes through, the code goes through and finds the cost per click per search term and uses that as the starting bid. And then whatever you put in as the bid adjustment, it'll multiply it by that. So if you got customer search term A has a CPC of $1 and you do a 10% bid adjustment, then the starting bid will be $1.10. Also, one thing that's really unique about this tool is it deduplicates the customer search terms against all of your keywords at the match type level. So what it'll do is it'll take the search terms and it'll take all your keywords. It'll take your search terms in the exact match, all your keywords, deduplicate it to give you the list of unique search terms that you want to bid on. And it does it for the phrase match and the broad match. So the bid adjustment is how much higher you want it to be above your cost per click. And then the filter process, we've got 3 different processes. So for PCST, this is going to be any search term with 3 or more orders. So these are what we consider high converting. The TCST, any search term with 1 to 2 orders. And then the final one, the PTST. The PTST, 1 or more orders for product targeting. So these are ASINs that you can pull as well. So with the search term report, we have this tool we can do the search, the keywords, and the product targets. So for this situation, I do have some data that I can add here, some fake data. So we'll do PCST, and then I'm going to pull it up. Hold on. Here we go. Randomized. So we can see that like this is just a search term report. I recommend doing 60 days, but this is just a search term report. And we can see, you see how I have under the ad group name SKU1, right? I need that in there because it's going to filter by that. Let's go to copy the whole data and let's go to the raw data tab. Now this is live. So if it messes up, am I in trouble? All right. Dimitri's never going to invite me back. So let's do it. So hold on. Let's just see what happens. Boom.
Yeah.
So I wish I had a timer. Hold on. Let's do it.
You got it. Seems like you got a pass.
Yeah. Hold on. We got it. Hold on. Let's do it again. I'm gonna set a stopwatch because I want to show you how much time this saves. Hold on. Let me get rid of it. Let's do it. I have. Oh, let me just get rid of all this stuff. I don't even need the headings, but I don't know if I do. No, yeah, you need the headings. All right. So we've got the raw data in there, right? So let me get rid of the filter. I want to do this for demonstration purposes. So check it out. See my phone? You guys see my phone? Got my stopwatch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that button and hit start. And then I'm going to tell you what it is. Ready, set, go. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Nice. So let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got. It worked.
Yeah,
so
I see a bulk file.
Yeah, there's the bulk file. So what you're going to want to do next is after you paste it to the raw data, after you click execute, and then after you wait for 2 seconds, what you'll do is you'll go to the campaign tab and it's going to have all the campaigns that you can upload. So the exact match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them. So what did we say? 10 targets per campaign. How many do we have? 10 of them. And you can see here that all of the bids are different. You see that? That's because we used the cost per click, multiplied it by 10% or 1.1 to give us the starting bid. So it goes based on the CPC. And then we've got exact 2. So we've got a second campaign with more keywords because we had more than 10. And then exact 3 and exact 4, right? So it creates phrase. So this creates exact, phrase, and broad campaigns, right? And then we have the budget of $10. So what it'll do is it'll create however many exact, phrase, and broad. So in this situation, we're creating 4 exact campaigns at $10 budget, right? And then we're creating 4 phrase and 4 broad. Now, if you don't want the phrase and the broad, just delete them, right? Or if you don't want the exact, just delete it. How would you do it? I'll show you how to do it. So let's say we only want to do the exact and the phrase campaigns, right? We only want to do exact and phrase. We don't want to do broad in this situation. Well, it's as easy as going here to the row, to the first row where it says broad. And you can see that under this, it says campaign right here. And then you highlight everything below it. And then you delete it. And then what do you got? Phrase and exact. And then you can, what I would do is copy and paste this into a new Excel file, upload it to Seller Central, and then boom, you've created a bunch of campaigns. And so also, like, let's say so we've got 4 campaigns right here, right? So let's say you wanted to, well, you could, so if you see that like you've got 4 campaigns and it's $10 each and it's kind of a lot, and you're like, man, maybe I should dial this back. You can delete the campaigns, or you can even change, you can redo the automation and be like, hey, I'm going to do 30 targets per campaign. You know what I mean? And you can just redo it. And you just, use the same data, make sure you delete this. Do not delete the heading. So do not delete up here. Like, don't delete anything up here. Just delete, whatever is here, and then just run it again. And then it'll do it in 2 seconds. Let's do 40. I'm going to do 40 just so I make sure. All right.
So here you can't predefine the match type. It like creates in 3 match types at the same time.
Yep. Exactly. You can't predefine the match type just because, I mean, we could build that. It's just that, excuse me, our processes, that's how we've always done it. We've always done all 3 match types. So that's why, like, especially for like, I will say for PCST, which is 3 or more orders, we've always done 3 match types because we want to test all 3 of them. But that's why you can delete the campaigns easily. You just go in and just delete them. Like it'll take an additional second to delete it, right? Just boom. But we could create that for sure. Like I said, this is stuff that's ongoing. And that's why I showed you can delete it. And another thing that people say is like, what if, like, you see how we're creating 3 campaigns? 10. Is that something you would want to be predefine the match type?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because especially like with the research campaigns, phrase and broad, if we accidentally add, like a phrase campaign of some keyword, it may mess up like our structure. So kind of, especially in terms of phrase and broad, we're always careful. But I mean, you're right. It's not a thing. And what, like, I want to kind of give a quick remark about this tool is, imagine you're a PPC manager and you just signed the client, and like all you need is to grab that search terms report, right?
Yep.
Run through this automation, and it builds like, it can build a massive amount of campaigns for you in 2 seconds. And most importantly, like what you said, it will do the deduplication. So you can be sure that even though it's quick, you're not going to be messing up with the campaign structure of the account. Except, like I said, maybe we want to be careful with the phrase and broad campaigns.
Yep.
But yeah, like you can already show day one massive amount of work to your client. And again, like that's not just campaigns built, quickly, that's actually the data taken from the account.
Yep, exactly. Yep, you'll say, yeah, you're totally hit the nail on the head. Say you sign a client, they've got, 20 SKUs, you know what I mean? And you're like, imagine trying to build this for 20 SKUs by hand. Do the research, launch the campaigns. That would take you hours. To do it for this, it would probably take, if you had, 10 SKUs, it'd probably take you, actually, you can add them in here. So you can add more SKUs to it right here. So you can just add those 10 SKUs and you can do it. Might take 6 seconds instead of 2 seconds, right? So, Dimitro's spot on. Then you can show the account the amount of work that you've done in such a short time period. Yeah, I think you're totally right. Oh, also wanted to mention something. There are search terms that don't have cost per clicks. I don't know why this happens, but there are some that and they're set to 0 bid on the final campaign sheet. We need to filter by 0 and put the bid I would like. So you're going to want to, when you use this, you're going to want to filter under bid by 0. I don't know if this, go to bid, and then you want to filter by anything that's 0. We don't have any 0 values here. That's just one sidebar. Sorry, Dimitri. I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Yeah, it's okay. And actually, I don't remember if I said in the beginning that what we're showing here is can be changed because you and your team are working on these automations, improving them, and that they are part of your school community, which we'll talk about more in a little bit, and we'll have the links. So, all these sheets, they can be accessed in Sean's community, and not just the sheet, but the constant improvements and the feedback you can provide. Because with the Amazon businesses, every account is unique, so how even by talking to lots of people, you can say everyone has different specific unique needs. So maybe everyone wants to adjust something a little bit, like how I like to name campaigns in a certain way,
Yep. And actually, if you look at the automations that we built in the program, in the school community with our tech team, all of them are, not all of them, but I would say now, more of them have been inspired by our students. So we've had people reach out to me and, hey, I can't build everything because some of it's not possible. I've had a couple of requests that just wasn't able to happen. But because you can't actually do it with the bulk file. But getting ideas from people like, hey, Sean, could you build this? Could you build that? Helps us to get better at building these automations and making sure everybody's living a streamlined life. You know what I mean, man? So yeah, you described it perfectly, man. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe let's move on to the next automation. What do you have for us there? So campaign
this
builder
is the campaign creator. I'm wondering if the one that we uploaded is a different version, because I don't know why it didn't work. But I bet you I could put something in here. Test. There we go. Yeah, it works. So for this one, you want to put the campaign name, the budget. So this is a campaign creator. So it's going to create campaigns from whatever parameters you put in. So right now we've got 0 campaigns over here. So campaign name, budget, strategy. I like down only. Manual, because you can do auto as well. You don't need to put in the ASIN. This is where you'll copy and paste your list of keywords here. And then you can specify the match type right here. So you've got exact, phrase, broad, product targeting exact, product targeting expanded, close match, loose match, complements, and substitutes. And then we've got the SKU that you want to do this for, the SKU. They're going to put this in the campaign name, ad group name, and this is going to be the specific SKU that you target. And then what you're going to want to do is paste a list of bids in the same order. I do think we should probably have this in individual cells because it makes it easier. But so what you want to do is you want to copy and paste the bids in the exact same order as the keywords here, because it'll match the bid to the keyword. And if it does not have a bid, it will use the ad group default bid that you specify, which in this case is 90 cents. Then you'll put the date, you put some appended text like your name or whatever, your agency, whatever you want to put in there to show that it's your campaign. The number of targets, so like if you want 10 campaigns, 10 keywords per campaign, 20 keywords per campaign. And then you can specify if you want to use placements percentages. So you can do product pages or you can do top of search. So you can do like 10%, 20%, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one. For this one, when you're in your Excel file, you want to go to macro and it'll say sponsored products. Hit run. What the heck, dude? Hold on, let me see something. It worked literally when I just did it. Hold on. There we go. Cool. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. So it created all of the campaigns here. So we've got the exact match right here. And you can just upload these campaigns really quickly right here. So it's got 10 per campaign, and you've got 3 campaigns. And then you've got all of your ad group bid, the bids right here. And if it's blank, it's going to be defaulted to the ad group bid. And yeah, all you got to do is upload. Actually, you don't even need to copy and paste. You can just upload this file and it'll create the new campaigns for you.
Yeah, this is a great one as well.
Yep. Cool, man.
So yeah, if the previous campaign builder, I guess we're using the search terms report. So this one, if let's say, for some other reason, we have a list of keywords from maybe a third-party tool, and it's a quick way to build those campaigns. And actually, what I really like about this one is that we can build auto campaigns, and you can choose specific targeting type, or what's it called, so like close match, loose match, because I'm pretty sure I keep trying it with the bulk file to create like with a specific targeting type the auto, but it always creates with all 4 of them. Like it's impossible to have those paused, I think. Or at least I tried with the bulk file.
And then with our tool, it just creates it for you. Yep. Yeah. And you've actually used this one extensively. How many campaigns did you create with this one?
Well, yeah, probably already over a couple hundred.
Really? That's pretty cool, man. That's actually really sick. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's cool, man. And if anyone who comes into the program has issues, our team will troubleshoot those and make sure it's good to go. Because I actually see a couple bugs that I want to, for the campaign creator, that I think I like the idea of putting the individual keyword in the cell. I think that's a better way to do it. And
I think you could kind of like make like multiple cells of kind of like this campaign area.
Yeah.
So, and then somehow you would predefine the amount of keywords per campaign. And like each keyword would be.
And it's just user. It makes it easier for the user. You know what I mean, dude? Like it just makes it easier for the user to do it. Because when you do the copy and paste thing, it's nice because it saves room. You know what I mean? I see why they did it. It saves room, but it's less user friendly for like someone who's just wants to copy and paste the data in there.
Yeah. So I think we got time to look at something else. If you want to show us maybe some other automations, what do you think? Negations or what else, like where we can save time?
Yep. We could do the forecasting one. You want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do the forecasting. So we were talking about if you're taking over the account.
Yep.
But here, if you're maybe just at the negotiation stage, so Yeah, you can do the Sean's famous forecasting.
Hold on, let me pull up everything. All right, so this one, I mean, this one's pretty easy, man. So I'll just show you how to do it and then I'll explain the results. So it's a forecasting automation. So the goal of this automation is to forecast sales from search terms that you're currently not bidding on. So it deduplicates it for you. So you'll want to take a search term report. So let's say, yeah, this is really for people who are working with Amazon brands. Let's say you're talking to a new Amazon brand and, you know, you're in the negotiation stages, like Dimitro said, and you want to get a feel for, yay, what's the potential on this account? So what you can take is you can take the search term report, 60-day search term report, copy it, go over to the automation. You'll want to paste it under the tab that says STR. So paste it here. And then what you want to do is go to macro, go back to macro, and then basically just hit execute. And then I'll show you the results. And we'll have to sit for a minute here because this one takes some time because the processes it does is quite a bit. And it actually does a lot of copy and pasting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can see at the bottom of this spreadsheet, it's building new tabs and it's doing a bunch of calculations.
Yeah, and it's based like on the lesson you had in your OG course, which was the lesson was like an hour long or something for this process.
Yeah, the lesson was an hour long for this process. You're totally right, man. There we go. Final forecast. So we've got the final forecast right here. So what this does is, so what the tool does is it goes through and finds any search terms that have 1 to 2 orders and 0 or 3 or more orders, and then it uses calculations. It multiplies it by a specific number. So like, for example, with 3 or more orders, it'll multiply it by like 0.8, and then for 1 to 2 orders, it'll multiply it by like 0.6, just to give us a conservative forecast of how much sales we can do. But basically what it tells you is like, what this is saying is, hey, in the next 30 days, this is what we forecast the sales that we can give to the account. And here's the A cost that we forecast. In the next 60 days, this is what we think we can bring in. And this is the A cost that we think we can get. And so one thing I want to really, hone in here is, number one, this is specifically based on a Amazon seller account. So it's data from the account, which is way more, has a higher level of like accuracy than using other data. And then the other thing that's pretty cool is that they keep in mind that with forecasts, the nature of a forecast is that, like, whether or not you hit it is not the point. It's the fact that you're going through this process to show that, like, hey, these are numbers that we roughly can do, give or take. So, that's the beauty of a forecast, is it's the goal. I always say, like, when it came to like working with new brands, the forecast was all about showing your technical expertise and how you did things. And so, yeah, this one shows a quick forecast, and it happened. I mean, man, this takes, like Dimitro said, an hour per account or something like that. And it happened in about, I would say, 15 seconds on this one. And then you can just show this to the Amazon brand and be like, hey, we use the search term report and we found out that we can potentially get these type of, and then what you can do then is you can use our campaign launcher automation, because the forecast is based on the campaign launch automation. And so the sequence would be, you would automate the forecast, and then you would use the campaign launch automation to take those search terms that you used in the forecast to launch campaigns, and you can monitor them to see if they hit your goal.
Yeah, cool. So the sales forecast, so is this like additional sales we might bring, or that's considering,
Additional.
the old campaigns?
This is additional sales because we deduplicate. So the goal here is like a potential additional sales that you could bring in.
Okay.
the PPC
Okay.
side.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
really amazing.
Thanks, Dimitro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Was that helpful? Was it pretty good stuff? Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. So we reviewed two different campaign building automations
Yep.
and reviewed the forecasting automation.
Yep.
And you got a couple others, just like keyword negations. So, that's another process that takes a lot of time. So you
Yep.
got one for that.
We got one
The
for adjusting placements. So
Yeah.
basically like if you have bids by placement, we have an automation in there that allows you to put in parameters and then adjust the bids by placement. So like by the percentage, like top of search, like if it's a high ACOS, like above 100%, you can say, hey, we want to decrease it from 50% top of search to 40%. So that'll help with managing your top of search percentages too. And then budget optimizations as well, and bid optimizations and keyword expansions. And then whatever else we build in the future. I want to tweak some of our existing ones. And then maybe I think reporting is something we might want to tackle next, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what we got now. And it's quite a bit, man. It's not like, because each of them has like a decrease and an increase. For the placement modifiers, you can increase it based on a cost, or you can decrease it. So for each modification, there's an increase and a decrease. That way you can save money by decreasing the bad stuff and grow the account by increasing the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's all part of your school community, which is, these automations,
Yep.
plus your original course,
Yep.
and, a community of other people, PPC experts. So if anyone is interested, I will have all the links down below. You'll find them. You can go and check it out. If you're interested in these automations, you can get them by joining Sean's community. And like we said, they are not final. They will be evolving and we'll be adding new automations. So I have a lot of ideas. I'm trying to give Sean to build some automations
Yep.
for
Yep.
me.
Yep.
So yeah, I think yeah, people can get value out of it and at least give it a shot.
And a weekly call as well. So we have a
Yeah, the
weekly
weekly call,
mastermind,
which is tomorrow. Yeah.
which is tomorrow. Yeah. And I think that's the one that a lot of people, that's like the one that a lot of people, I think is like undervalued because, I've gotten ideas from everybody that like one of our team, one of the people in the mastermind, I mean, this was more like my business, but, you know, kind of gave me the idea on how to outsource my social media to my team, and for the longest time, I just thought I should be doing it. And she does it. She's just like, they just do it. And I was like, really? They do? And she's like, they do this and that. And I was like, huh, like maybe my team can do that. So, we just chat about, PPC, all different things, and we can like grow and evolve together. I love those calls, man. They're awesome. And people don't realize this, but when you're connected to a community and you feel connected, it really, it helps you increase your happiness, even just outside of business, because it's oxytocin, which is a chemical in your brain that makes you feel happy.
Yeah, yeah, that's how we grow.
That's how we grow, man. That's how we grow.
So yeah, I think it was great. Thanks so much, Sean. I
Thanks,
guess
Dimitro, man.
we're done for today. Any final word?
Um, I would say my final words is really think about how you can automate what you're currently doing. Just like sit back and think about it, because it's going to make your life so much easier. And think of it this way. Think of automations. If you talk to any business owner, they'll tell you like, hey, if you can hire someone that does 70% as good as you, then hire even Alex Hormozy, which is someone I read his books. He says if he could hire someone that does it half as good as him, 50%, he's like, dude, I'll hire him. Think about that with technology. I think the expectations for technology is it needs to, do this, that, but like if it can do 70% of what you can do, it's like an employee. And so it can replace a task. You know what I mean? So think that way, because people don't think of technology in that way. Like it's a part of it's almost like, how people create organizational hierarchies with their team members. You can put technology in there because it fulfills tasks that humans would normally do. You know, if you would hire someone to post content on social media, but then you get a tool to do it, you can literally replace that, but keep it in your organizational architecture, you know? So think about that, man. Think about technology's role in your business and try to grow that because it,
Yeah.
you know, it scales real well.
Yeah, or think about that Henry Ford famous production line. Yeah.
Yep. He used technology. Yeah. Yep. The best. Yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly. Cool.
Well,
That's my final
yeah,
words.
yeah. Okay, okay. So thanks so much again, Sean Smith, and thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave the comments, the likes, any feedback is welcomed. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Follow Dimitro, like his stuff, subscribe to his stuff. It's good, man.